All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice. This week, a little something different. Not necessarily a gameplay video, but I happened to get on Chance Cube, the first round of Swiss on day 1B. So I figured, why not rewatch? Ooh, I think we're a little past it. That's right, because I watched it earlier. Yeah, we'll rewatch my Sabine Ezra. I'm on the right, obviously, as I'm Golden Dice. And on the left, there's the name of Dan, who's also from Jersey, I believe, and he's running Obi Maz. And safe to say, sitting down, I was super nervous about it. I really didn't know what to expect, kind of type thing. I mean, I know the Obi Maz gimmick is the same as Sabine Ezra, but, you know, nerves settled in. It's my first day. I think he asked about my gold tokens. So it looks like I draw Maz's Vault, Second Chance, Lothcat, Running Interference, and Hasty Exit. So I think I probably keep a Loth. I think I keep Maz's Vault, Running Interference, and Lothcat. Although I probably don't really want to play Maz's Vault. I think I end up putting it back. And now there's a guy talking a little bit over me.
Everyone can hear me? Perfect. So today we're going to be playing 6 rounds of Swiss. We'll have a little break after the 4th round.
And yeah, so still just siding on the mulligan because I love having it online, but I understand that giving it to Obi Maz is not ideal.
On each pairings board and up by flight control. Each round.
Come on, just put it back, Jack. There you go.
Table worth 10 tickets, as well as a match results list.
And of course, we're running the same battlefield of Outer Rim Outpost, the claim, draw a card, gain a resource. And it's just, we're both doing the run interference, and then he's either doing alter or concentrate, and I'm doing never tell me the odds. And it's tough. I've gone back and forth about who to go for first, and you'll see eventually I end up going for Maz and taking her out quick, but then it makes it a slugfest at the end of the game. And it came down to the wire with whether or not Sabine was going to live there. But you can just still hear the announcements in the background. Doing our final cut right here. And then I get a hasty back, another second chance, and an X8. So not necessarily ideal, I guess. Taking out my phone to see if anybody texts me. I tried to spam text my friends and say, stream now. I rolled 3, he rolled 4. We're going to roll with mine, so he gets the shields, of course. And now we're just kind of waiting. At this point, it's probably not even worth skipping ahead necessarily. He's got a Maz's goggles, a jump, both concentrates. Ooh, that's rough. And overconfidence in his hand, it looks like. So it's not a very good hand to start with for him. Sounded like I made a dumb joke where I was like, good luck, but not too much. So tend to please ignore me. And there is something that eventually I misplay. And that I know. Here in round 1. And I'll point it out when I get up to it. But it's a little bit later, and it involves Maz's goggles that he will play, as you'll see. And here I pitch a reroll 0 because Ezra's showing damage. And I luck out. He rolls nothing, really. A resource on Maz, resource on a goggles, and a blank. And so now, I guess at this point, I'm really just debating. Or actually, I'm waiting to see if he's resolving. Obviously, I roll out. Next action. It feels bad to do it without a dollar in case the X8 hits a 3 for 1, but there's really not too much I can do in this situation. And there, he gives me my pout and a World Championship token for participation. And I roll out, and I roll into a 3 blank blank, so I just do the 5, and I do it right in a Maz. So at this point, I think he pitches a reroll. I think he pitches a concentrate. I mean, he has 2 of them. Yeah. Now the issue here is I think he still rolls nothing on Obi. And so at this point, I play run interference, which is dumb because if I played Lothcat and removed Obi's die, yeah, that was dumb. That was a dumb move. So in that point, you want to play Lothcat 100% to get rid of Obi's die, and then I could play run interference. At that point, he can decide if he wants to do Maz's goggles or anything like that. So now I'm taking 4 damage, and I could have been taking 1. So that was a super bad play. And so at that point, I claimed because he knew I had nothing. I knew Sabine was not in fear of dying. Didn't have money for my ally or anything like that. And even if he did, that would only be 7. So he could have blown Ezra off the board, I guess. And I don't know, he's debating what to pitch, I guess. In case anybody wondered, I'm not playing Bobby Sapphire, so, you know, can't accuse him of slow playing. Okay, he's pitching the overconfidence. Now I'm pitching a hidden blaster. Now I draw easy pickings, entangle, another hasty, and a never tell me the odds. I think it's still not too early. What am I talking about? I think I never tell me the odds here. Because I only need 4 damage, which isn't a crazy amount, but I think I just go for the big gung-ho play and just blow Maz off the board. Yeah, so this is crazy that I do that. There's my Hyperloop's override token. And I roll nothing, so I go crazy, and I do never tell me the odds. I just didn't want another activation of Obi because I feel like I could deal with his dice. A naked Obi. Whereas Maz, if he rolls a double focus on the goggles or even focus on Maz, you could focus, double focus, boom, there's a 3-3. And now I know I could have played a gun for 2 and had $1 for easy pickings, but I know that he could have also Maz's goggle specialed and got rid of that. Or got rid of Never Tell Me the Odds, which I wouldn't have been able to use later in the game. So he doesn't really roll too much. He just gets an extra damage really out of Maz. I think he's probably deciding if he wants to focus. Looks like he's got a hyperspace jump, heightened awareness, an ancient, and something else. 2 other things. Can't tell. Yep, 1, and that's really it, because the focus doesn't matter. So Maz is blown off the board, and Obi has gotten 2 damage on him. Super aggressive, but I know that I have a hasty, and I know that I have easy pickings in case Ezra's able to get me $1. So I got lucky. There's really no doubt about it. I mean, he could have max rolled and got 6 and killed Sabine at this point. I think I pitched the entangled. Unless I have a Lothcat, I can't even see in that hand. Because if it's a Lothcat, then everything makes sense. If not, then I got lucky. Yeah, he pitches his hyperspace jump and rerolls to get shield. Shield resource. So again, still just getting super lucky. And he does not roll well at all. Because what does he have in his hand? He's probably got to concentrate on something else. So I think he ends up taking $1 here and concentrating. And then I hasty. I think that's a pretty good play by him, though. It at least forces... Because if I claimed or anything there, if I made a misplay, then that's a dead Sabine. So now I've got easy pickings, entangle, and vandalize, and second chance. He's maybe debating healing. I'm not sure what he's debating. I can't tell what's in his hand. It's something he wants. That's all I know. But going to next round, it's pretty obvious I need to play my second chance early. I probably could still pay 2, take out the X8 from earlier. Roll out, see if I get any damage. If not, then I just override. He had an Obi Saber in his hand. So at this point, I drew into an impersonate, so I have a few options of how I want to play this out. Maz's Vault. And I think this is where he rolls the 3-3-3. OB3, OB3, plus 3 on the Ancient, and I'm able to easy pickings. And basically end this round. But I think he truce into jumps. I think it's his action. Red interference, raise, hyperspace. Trying to get peeks at his hand. Man, that's a great looking mat, though. I gotta say, that is a great looking mat. Those gold resource tokens. I was not at Worlds last year. You were able to get them off of the prize ball at 50 tickets. So I got a bunch. I really like them. Shield. And yep, there it is, 333. So that kind of does that. There's really no debating that play. That is a play you have to make. Truce, and then he jumps. And honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world, simply because I'm up to 5 resources now. You know, I was talking about, like, I had a few interesting decisions. Oh, look at those mixed resource tokens. I asked him to separate it, just easier for me. I know he can't recycle it, so it's probably not a big deal. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm basically saying that. Like, I know you can't replay it, but just for me, it goes in the set-aside zone. So it looks like I grab another second chance, another easy pickings, and a heavy blaster. And he's still debating what to pitch, it looks like. Yeah, he still has a raise in his hand and two other things. So there goes the raise. I mean, he's got a Maz Vault, Shoto, and a running interference. Because like I said, Obi's crazy enough to where he can roll out, and he could get an OB3 to proc the second chance, and if he plays another upgrade, it's likely he could get 4. So yeah, he gets a Shoto there, and an Ancient and a Shoto on Obi is probably... It's so dirty. I mean, getting 2 shields every time you roll out and able to heal 2 with that is just... Again, I might be getting a little greedy, but then he truces into something. Yeah, and I think it's at this point I easy pickings. Yeah. So back-to-back rounds. Granted, he jumped last time real quick. Back-to-back rounds of easy pickings really shuts down Obi, and that's the issue with him is without Maz, he's suspect to that. But then again, if he just rolled out into damage, that could have been bad. He could have proc second chance and still done 5 easily. But at this point, I don't know what he has. Even if he claims, I could still re-roll for a decent amount of damage. Plays another running interference. I pitch impersonate because I know I have another second chance. So I'm feeling pretty confident because I know I have the another second chance. I have the hyperspace jump. He does have running interference, but like again, if Sabine dies, there's no way Ezra can pull it out with an Obi, with a Shoto, and an Ancient. And since I ditched the impersonate, I think I just need to... I should have moved my mouse a while ago. we're 20 minutes in. Like now, again, I have the options of not never tell me that's a hyperspace jump. I have the option of another second chance because he can roll a 3 and then a 3 and a +2, and that's the end of my day. So he rolls a melee, a shield, a +2, and a resource. And I do think, yeah, I don't override. I activate and play the heavy blaster because that removes a die. And then also at any point, I could just override the heavy blaster for another second chance. The top of my head, looking nice and hairy. Yeah, I hate Obi. So many shields. And I think this turn we just trade big blows. Part of me thinks if I were to take a shield here, that wouldn't be awful. Ezra +2. Wish I got that earlier. Need back-to-back pitch of 4 speeds. And so at this point, yeah, he gets one of the OB3s. So at this point, I have to be aware that he could potentially pop second chance and kill because he's still showing that +2. But again, I know that I have time because I know concentrates are gone. You pitched one earlier. Now I'm looking at 5 damage. I know he eventually gets into the 3-3-2. I guess he's debating what he wants to hang on to or if he wants to resolve. Yeah, he's basically asking for the modifier if it would be wasted or not. And in this case it would be. If he just resolves 5 right now. So I do the disrupt because the 3 that he's showing on Obi is the pay for, but then he pitches rerolls and gets double free 3s. Is that I can't really tell. It's kind of blurry. Actually, you know what? I think that might be a paid 3 at the bottom one. That's a dumb call. That's a dumb call, Jack. What if he has truce in his hand? I was lucky that he didn't. I got lucky a few times. I absolutely did. But, man, I couldn't tell you how nervous I was in the first game. Not that that's an excuse for bad play. But, yeah, at this point, he just bursts through. He smacks me for 3, procs a second chance, smacks me for 5, and procs the second chance. And pretty sure next action, or next round, I just roll out and kill him. Take a $1, draw a card. And yeah, kind of irrelevant of everything I draw. I could pay the 3 to get the DH, to get a 3 side out there, but with the truce I do have hyperspace jump also. Although I choose to play the X8. And now the jump is offline. Second chances are gone. And roll 5. 6 is what I roll. Super close. I think I was too aggressive at certain times. I felt like it was a little sloppy, stuff I wouldn't normally think to do. But watching on stream, I was too aggressive with trying to do damage rather than keeping Sabine alive sometimes. And especially that first round, that could have saved me 3 damage right there. And getting a little greedy, thinking he might have not had Truce in his hand. Although I could have looked through the discard pile and saw both in there. Or didn't see any. And assumed he didn't have it, which is still something I don't know if you want to assume. But it's hard to tell without being able to look at the discard pile and think back to exactly what I thought. But it was a super close game. And yeah, this was the only one that was on stream, so I figured I'd do a quick recording for you guys. And you can get a chance to, yeah, see how I did and all that good stuff. And if you haven't already, although if you're watching me, you probably know of Chance Cube already, so give them a subscribe, give them a follow. They're all on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch obviously is what they stream this on. They were great, able to catch a few games in there. And there's a few people. Sup to Alan, look, Monk's in there, Inception, and yeah, that is that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a little insight into how I play Sabine a little bit, even though I felt like it was sloppy at times. But I was able to make top 16 with her, so I was excited. It was a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys next time.